General Hospital Spoilers reveal that Ava is trying every possible way to avoid responsibility after the horrific tragedy involving Rick and Elizabeth. In the past few days, she has had to deal with a series of tumultuous events as the terrible car accident has left both Rick and Elizabeth hospitalized in critical condition. Although everyone initially thought this was just a regular accident, the recent investigation has revealed that the car's brake system was deliberately tampered with, an intentional act of harm. Ava, with her sharp self-preservation instincts, quickly realized she could become the prime suspect in this case. Her complex relationship with Rick, along with her tumultuous history in Port Charles, has put her in a position of suspicion. However, Ava is not one to accept her fate easily. She has begun a sophisticated campaign to redirect attention away from herself and towards Kristina. What Ava did not anticipate was that her actions were creating a dangerous chain reaction. She discovered that Kristina was present at the scene when the incident occurred and had had a tense confrontation with Rick just hours before the accident. With this information in hand, Ava began to spread subtle rumors about Kristina possibly being behind the sabotage. Initially, Ava's strategy seemed effective. Those around her began questioning Kristina's actions on that day. And even Jordan had called Kristina in for questioning. However, what Ava didn't foresee was that Kristina wasn't someone who could be easily cornered. Sonny's daughter responded with incredible determination. In a surprising move, Kristina started digging into Ava's past, looking for secrets that could be used to retaliate. And unfortunately for Ava, Kristina found plenty. From Ava's role in Connie's death to her switching Morgan's medication leading to his death, Kristina gathered a wealth of information that could ruin Ava. The pressure on Ava is mounting as she realizes that her attack on Kristina is backfiring dangerously. She attempted to threaten Kristina by claiming she would reveal to Sonny that his daughter had intentionally harmed Rick, but Kristina responded by threatening to expose all of Ava's past crimes. The situation became even more complicated when Avery, Ava and Sonny's daughter, was dragged into the conflict. Kristina began to hint that she would persuade Sonny to fight for full custody of Avery, using Ava's criminal past as the basis. This was a direct attack on Ava's greatest weakness, her love for her daughter. In desperation, Ava started looking for allies. She reached out to Nina, hoping their shared grudge against Sonny could make Nina side with her. She also tried to pull Julian into the fight, reminding her brother of the importance of family unity. However, both Nina and Julian were reluctant to get involved in this conflict, fully aware of the potential consequences of clashing with the Corinthos family. As time passed, Rick and Elizabeth's conditions worsened. Rick remains in a coma, while Elizabeth faces the possibility of permanent paralysis. The news about their condition has added pressure to the investigation, with Jordan committed to finding out who is responsible at all costs. In a desperate attempt to protect herself, Ava began to fabricate false evidence to completely blame Kristina. She hired a hacker to create fake messages from Kristina's phone, showing that she had planned to sabotage Ava's car. She also attempted to bribe a witness to confirm that they had seen Kristina at the garage where the car was parked before the accident. However, these reckless actions only pushed Ava further into danger. The hacker she hired was arrested for an unrelated crime and agreed to cooperate with the police in exchange for a lighter sentence. The witness Ava tried to bribe turned on her and revealed her scheme to Jordan. Now, Ava faces not only the threat from Kristina but also the possibility of being charged with obstruction of justice and falsifying evidence. She is standing on the edge of total disaster, with few options to escape. Meanwhile, Kristina has started feeling pressure from her family. Alexis, with her lawyer instincts, has begun questioning her daughter's actions on the day of the accident. Sonny, though always protective of his children, has also started to doubt the truth behind the incident. Molly, as a law intern, has warned Kristina about the serious legal consequences if she is truly involved in the sabotage. The pressure from all sides is pushing both Ava and Kristina to the brink. Both women are trying to protect themselves and are willing to do anything necessary to achieve that goal. The situation is becoming increasingly dangerous, with the high likelihood of more harm and suffering. A new tragedy is brewing as the conflict between Ava and Kristina escalates. With every new move, they are pushing each other further into a vortex of destruction. And while they focus on defeating one another, neither of them realizes that the truth behind the accident may be far more complicated than they imagined. There are rumors that a third party may have interfered in the situation. Someone with their own motives to harm Rick and Elizabeth. As the investigation continues, it is possible that both Ava and Kristina will discover they have been pulled into a much larger game. One whose rules and participants they do not understand. Meanwhile, Rick and Elizabeth's condition continues to be the focal point of Port Charles. Family and friends gather around them, praying for their recovery. Jake, Cameron, and Aiden are facing the possibility of losing their mother, while Molly struggles with the fear of losing her father. The tragedy of the situation is creating a ripple of pain throughout the city, affecting many lives. And at the center of it all are Ava and Kristina. Two women trying to avoid responsibility but who may ultimately have to face the worst consequences of their actions. As time passes, the question remains. Who is truly responsible for the tragedy that happened to Rick and Elizabeth? And can Ava and Kristina escape this conflict without causing more damage and suffering to themselves and those around them? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. Port Charles will never be the same after this storm. Ava is facing an unprecedented danger when she discovers that Kristina is behind the car's sabotage that caused Rick and Elizabeth's severe accident. With this information in hand, Ava realizes that she can use it not only to protect herself but also to eliminate the threat from Kristina, who has repeatedly sought revenge on Ava following the incident where Ava fell out of a wind and lost the child she was carrying for Kristina. In recent days, Ava has carefully gathered evidence of Kristina's actions. She found security footage showing Kristina at the garage where Rick's car was parked just hours before the accident. She also managed to convince a maintenance worker to admit that he had seen Kristina lingering around the car with a toolkit. With this evidence, Ava believes she can easily get Kristina arrested. However, Ava is not rushing to the police. She realizes that this information is much more valuable if used correctly. Ava begins planning to blackmail not only Kristina but also Sonny, who would do anything to protect his daughter from going to jail. She dreams of using the situation to gain full custody of Avery and possibly a large sum of money from Sonny. Meanwhile, Kristina is facing the unexpected consequences of her impulsive actions. She initially only wanted to take revenge on Ava by sabotaging her car, never expecting Rick to use that car and for Elizabeth to be with him. Now, with Rick in a coma and Elizabeth facing the possibility of permanent paralysis, Kristina is overwhelmed with guilt and fear. The situation becomes even more complicated when Lucky, who is in a relationship with Kristina, begins to suspect her strange behavior after the accident. As a former cop, Lucky has a sharp instinct and starts questioning where Kristina was when the accident occurred and why she is so worried about the investigation. Molly, Kristina's sister and Rick's daughter, is also going through a painful time as her father fights for his life. The relationship between Molly and Kristina has become strained after Kristina lost the child she was carrying from Molly and TJ. If Molly finds out that Kristina caused the accident that hurt their father, it could destroy their sisterly bond forever. Alexis, the mother of both Kristina and Molly, is also in a difficult position. She has noticed changes in Kristina's behavior and is starting to worry that her daughter may be involved in the accident. As a lawyer, Alexis understands the severe legal consequences Kristina could face if the truth comes out. Sonny, who has always protected his children at all costs, also starts to suspect Kristina's behavior. He sends one of his men to follow Kristina, worried that she may be in trouble. When the man reports suspicious actions from Kristina, Sonny begins preparing for the worst. Meanwhile, Ava starts putting her plan into motion. She arranges a private meeting with Kristina at her art gallery, a place she knows won't be disturbed. Ava prepares meticulously, setting up a recording device to capture any confessions Kristina might make. When Kristina arrives, she is surprised to see Ava calm and even friendly. Ava offers her a drink and starts talking about the accident involving Rick and Elizabeth, pretending to be concerned and worried. Slowly, Ava begins dropping subtle hints that she knows about Kristina's involvement in the incident. Kristina, initially trying to remain calm, grows increasingly anxious as Ava continues to mention specific details of her actions. When Ava finally presents the security footage and the maintenance worker's testimony, Kristina completely breaks down. In a moment of weakness, she admits her actions, explaining that she only wanted to get back at Ava and never intended to harm Rick or Elizabeth. With the recorded confession in her hands, Ava now holds the most powerful weapon she could have. She makes her demands. Kristina must convince Sonny to drop all efforts to gain custody of Avery, provide Ava with a large sum of money, and ensure that she will never be harassed by any member of the Corinthos family again. If Kristina refuses, Ava will not only take the evidence to the police but also make sure that Molly, TJ, and the entire town of Port Charles learns about Kristina's involvement. Kristina, facing the possibility of losing everything, her family's love, her relationship with Lucky, and her freedom, has no choice but to agree to Ava's terms. She leaves the gallery feeling desperate, knowing that she has become a puppet in Ava's hands. However, what Kristina doesn't know is that Ava is facing troubles of her own. While Ava is focused on blackmailing Kristina, a mysterious figure has been watching her every move. This person not only knows about Kristina's actions but also knows about Ava's blackmail plan. And they have their own plan for how to use this information. When Kristina leaves, Ava receives a mysterious text on her phone. "I know what you're doing. Meet me at the docks at midnight, or everyone will know your real role in the accident." The message sends a chill down Ava's spine as she wonders who could know about her plan and what they want. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Rick's condition has started to improve. He has regained consciousness from his coma, though he is still very weak. Elizabeth has also undergone successful surgery to treat her spinal injuries, though doctors are still unsure if she will ever walk again. As Rick begins to recover, he starts to have vague memories of what happened before the accident. He recalls that something was wrong with the car, and he tried to control it but couldn't. He also remembers seeing someone at the garage before he took the car, a woman with dark hair. As his memory clears, Rick begins to suspect that the accident wasn't a random event. Jordan, as the police chief, has ramped up the investigation into the accident. She has gathered testimony from the maintenance worker, reviewed security footage, and thoroughly analyzed the damaged car. All the evidence points to the fact that the car's braking system was intentionally sabotaged. The big question remains, who did it, and why? As night falls, Ava prepares for the secret meeting at the docks. She brings a gun for self-defense, unsure of who she will face. When she arrives, the docks are silent and dark, with only the faint moonlight reflecting off the water. Ava waits nervously, every small noise making her jump. After about half an hour, when she starts to think this might be a cruel prank, a figure appears from the shadows. When the person steps into the light, Ava can't believe her eyes. Standing before her is someone she thought she would never see again, someone with deep ties to her past and every reason to want revenge on her. This person not only knows about Ava's blackmail of Kristina but also has evidence showing that Ava knew about Kristina's plan to sabotage the car beforehand and did nothing to stop it. In fact, she even encouraged it, hoping it would eliminate Kristina from the game. Now, Ava is facing a huge shock as she realizes that her plan has been completely ruined. Not only that, she could be facing charges of conspiracy in the sabotage that caused Rick and Elizabeth severe injuries. This shock forces Ava to reassess the entire situation and seek a new plan to escape the mess she has created. Meanwhile, Kristina is also facing her own troubles. After leaving Ava's gallery, she visits Rick in the hospital, hoping to ease her guilt. However, when she enters the room, Rick looks at her with suspicion, as though he's starting to remember something about her. The unexpected arrival of Molly makes the situation even tenser as Molly questions why Kristina is visiting their father so late at night. Feeling pressure from all sides, Kristina begins to show signs of a breakdown. She becomes impulsive and reckless, drinking excessively and engaging in dangerous behavior. Lucky, noticing this change, tries to approach her. But Kristina pushes him away, fearing he will discover the truth. As the situation continues to unfold, both Ava and Kristina are standing on the edge of disaster. Each of them has dangerous secrets that could ruin their lives if exposed. And with the appearance of the mysterious figure at the docks, the game has completely changed. Port Charles is preparing for a huge storm, not only the weather storm that's heading for the city but also the storm of secrets, lies, and revenge that is about to be exposed. And when this storm ends, no one knows who will still be standing and who will be swept away. Ava is preparing to reveal a shocking new piece of evidence to Molly regarding Rick and Elizabeth's car accident. According to the latest information, Ava has discovered that Kristina was the one who cut the brake lines on Rick's car in an attempt to take revenge on Ava. The situation is complicated because Kristina originally intended to sabotage Ava's car, but unfortunately, she targeted Rick's car, which was parked in Ava's parking space. This action led to a severe accident, leaving both Rick and Elizabeth critically injured, with Rick currently in critical condition at the hospital. Molly, Rick's daughter and Kristina's sister, is devastated and worried that she may lose her father forever. If Ava reveals the truth that Kristina was responsible for the accident, it could completely destroy the relationship between the two sisters. Meanwhile, Rick might be using this situation to create a new shock for Sonny. As Ava's lawyer in a previous lawsuit regarding the death of the child Kristina was carrying from Molly and TJ, Rick helped Ava get off the hook, which only fueled Kristina's resentment. Rick knows that Sonny will do anything to protect his daughter, and if he can use this situation to pressure Sonny, he won't hesitate to do so. If Kristina's act of revenge unintentionally endangers Sonny's life, it could lead to a new disaster. Sonny is currently dealing with heart issues and needs surgery urgently. In a recent episode, Kristina witnessed Ava standing by while Sonny suffered from a heart attack, mocking him with the question, "Oh, do you need those pills?" This event drove Kristina to act out in revenge. The stress and worry about Rick's condition, along with discovering that her daughter was responsible for the accident, could trigger another serious heart attack for Sonny. With his current health situation, this could lead to disastrous consequences. The situation becomes even more complicated when Lucky, who is involved with Kristina, may know about her actions. This puts him in a difficult position between his love for Kristina and his moral obligations, especially as Elizabeth, his ex-girlfriend, is one of the victims. When Lucky uncovers the truth, he tries to persuade Kristina to confess and seek help. However, Kristina is too frightened and guilty to admit the truth. Lucky, with his experience handling complex issues, decides to help Kristina find a lawyer to protect her before things get worse. Meanwhile, Ava continues to use this information to blackmail Sonny. She knows that Sonny will do anything to protect his daughter, and she is seizing this opportunity to get what she wants. Ava offers Sonny a deal. If he agrees to give up all efforts to gain custody of Avery and provides her with a large sum of money, she will stay silent about Kristina's actions. Sonny, although unwilling to work with Ava, knows he has no other choice. He agrees to Ava's deal, hoping this will protect Kristina from legal consequences. However, he also knows that this is only temporary, and sooner or later, the truth will come out. As the situation continues to develop, both Ava and Kristina are on the brink of disaster. Each of them holds dangerous secrets that could destroy their lives if exposed. With new developments, the game has completely changed. Port Charles is preparing for a major storm, not just the literal one that's heading toward the city, but also a storm of secrets, lies, and revenge that is about to be exposed. And when this storm ends, no one knows who will still be standing and who will be swept away. Ava is putting Sonny in an unprecedentedly difficult situation. She has discovered that Sonny is facing heart problems and urgently needs surgery. However, Sonny is not yet ready to undergo the surgery due to concerns over his security issues. Ava knows that Sonny's health is a major weakness, and she is looking for ways to exploit this to gain an advantage in the custody battle for Avery. Meanwhile, Kristina is becoming increasingly aggressive in her fight against Ava. She cut the brake lines on Rick's car, but unfortunately targeted the wrong car, leading to Rick and Elizabeth being severely injured. Kristina believes that Ava is trying to kill her father to gain an advantage in the custody battle and is determined to take revenge on Ava. Sonny, with his deteriorating health, is facing a tough situation. He knows he must protect Avery from Ava's reckless actions, but he can't give up the custody battle. Sonny agreed to Ava's deal to increase the child support for Avery, but he is still trying to find a way to get full custody of his daughter. Ava, seizing the opportunity, has decided to use information about Sonny's health to threaten him. She met with one of Sonny's enemies, Jen Sidwell, who could provide her with the money she needs to resolve her financial issues. However, this could also put Sonny in danger, as Sidwell could use this information to attack Sonny. As the situation continues to escalate, Sonny is losing his advantages. He is not only dealing with his failing health but also worrying about protecting Avery from Ava's actions. Meanwhile, Ava is becoming the winner in this battle, as she can use information about Sonny's health to get what she wants. However, Kristina has not given up. She is finding ways to take revenge on Ava for what she has done to her father. If Kristina succeeds in her revenge, it could lead to a new disaster for both sides. Avery, Ava, and Sonny's daughter could become an innocent victim in this battle. The situation is becoming increasingly complicated and dangerous. Ava is putting Sonny in a tough spot, while Kristina is seeking revenge on Ava. Sonny, with his deteriorating health, is facing the greatest challenges of his life. Will he be able to protect Avery and overcome these difficulties? Or will Ava be the one to win the custody battle? Only time will tell.